All right, so do you want to know how to close people in network marketing? We're going to talk about that today. Right, I'm Dominic Izzo, and I am the Bull of MLM, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Network Marketing Warfare. And we're going to go to war with one of the biggest problems there is today, which is handling objections and closing people and trying to get them in your business or buy your product. So one of the biggest problems with network marketing is people have made it sound so easy, right? What have you heard this before, right? It's in your when you were prospected and you were recruited, did you hear, oh, all you have to do is talk to two people? That is one of the most abhorrent phrases I've ever heard, and I've heard it a lot. And if you watch a lot of sales channels, they go, okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to present this, and then you're going to make a sale. You're going to enroll them in your business, and people make it sound so damn easy. It's not easy. You're dealing with another dynamic human being who has their issues, their objections, their needs, their desires, their values, and they may not align with yours. And especially in the concept of human psychology, people want to buy, but they don't want to be sold. So you're going to meet that automatic resistance of, oh yeah, you got the greatest thing in the world. I don't know if I want to buy it. And it's not your fault. It's just human nature, right? So we're going to take a look at the steps, right? What happens after you've done the invite? And if you haven't mastered the invite yet, I'm going to put a link down in the description section. You have got to master the invite for network marketing. It is the most important thing that you'll ever do. Once you've learned to invite people to see your presentations, everything else is easy. It truly is. You're getting somebody to see something that they may not want to watch. They may not want to watch a video or attend a webinar or whatnot. So if you can get them to do that, if you can apply your influence and get them to see the value, trust me, everything else after that will be relatively easier throughout the course of your network marketing journey. So what we're looking at here today is we're looking at after the prospecting stage, right? You've got them to see a presentation. They see value in it. They're like at the part where it's now they're interested, but now you have to do work, right? Because people want to buy, but they don't want to be sold. But either you go, okay, so let me know what you think, and then you lose that sale, you lose that transaction, you lose that potential partner, or you're like, all right, get involved now. And then you pressure them too much, and they're like, whoa, you're selling me. Then you scare them off. You have to find that middle ground, right? You have to be influential. You have to lead the transaction, but you can't be a scumbag. You can't be a salesperson. You can't be a shyster. Integrity is everything. So I'm going to run through a previously recorded video of Eric Worre, who is one of the best network marketing professionals out there. And I'm going to offer nuances to everything he says, right? That came through my experience, how I became one of the best closers in the industry, and how integrity is absolutely everything, and you have to apply it. So we're going to watch his video. I'm going to add on to it. Get your pen and paper out, take notes, and let's learn how to close your prospects the right way with integrity for your network marketing business.
So many people, at the end of a presentation, they just don't know what to do. They talk to their prospect. The prospect takes a look at a videotape, or they listen to an audio tape, or they go through a presentation, or they sit in a meeting in somebody's home, or they go to a hotel, and at the end of the meeting, then they don't know what to do. They're like, what did you think?
It's a big problem is not having a call to action, and that's almost on everything you wind up doing. Call to action is going to be something you're going to have to get over your guilt for, right? I'm going to tell you flat out. When you do anything, hey, I'm having dinner tonight. I'm going to be making this fantastic New York strip steak. Oh, hell, we're having tomahawk steaks. We're having all the sides. We're going to be serving the best wine. We're going to be serving all this. Great ambiance. Okay. If you don't have a call to action, I need you to be there. Tell me right now, click on this link and tell me you're going to reserve a spot at my house tonight to sit at the head of the table, and I'm going to serve. You have to have a call to action. Otherwise, a lot of times, no matter how good whatever you're offering somebody is just an offer, right? Okay, sounds great. I don't know. You need that sense of urgency and that call to action in everything you wind up doing.
And the person says, well, I don't know. And they say, okay, well, call me. And people just leave. And what people are really looking for at that moment in time is some leadership. And I'm resistant to exact verbatim scripts. I'm very resistant to that because people never say what they're supposed to say. But I will tell you this.
You can have a script, but the tonality is everything, right? You get that whole dinner and banquet set up, And if you need a script in the beginning to go off of it, then create something or get a hold of somebody. I'll put my number up here, 708-982-0974, and I'll help you. I'll always try to recruit you when you wind up calling me, but I'll do my best to wind up helping you as well, too, because I believe in putting value out there for everybody. But no matter what it is, let's just say the script is, send me a confirmation for 7 p.m. tonight that you'll be at my place, right? Hey, Eric, send me a confirmation tonight at 7 p.m. that you'll be at my place. Okay. Eric, send me a confirmation 7 p.m. tonight. Tell me you will be at my place. Its tonality is everything. So the written scripts are okay, but how you wind up cultivating tonality is huge. Go listen to one of the biggest suggestions I give people when it comes to developing tonality, because it is a performance, right? Dominic Izzo is one person. The Bull of MLM is somebody else. The Bull of MLM is who I do these presentations for. Dominic Izzo is kind of quiet and he's introverted when the camera's off, and he's, he likes to have fun. He's got a really wicked sense of humor. But when it was Officer Izzo, when it's on the radio for a show that I do, or when I'm the Bull of MLM, that's a performer. That's got to be the side of me that engages you. So the tonality of what I say is different. I mean, listen to the inflection of the words I say. Sometimes I'll say words with different emphasis. It's storytelling, and listen to storytellers. So some of the suggestions I give, stand-up comedians, listen to the way that they tell stories. Okay, or they deliver something. There's great storytellers out there. Jim Henson did a series for HBO decades ago called The Storyteller, which was narrated by John Hurt, right? Go watch that series. You're going to listen to old German fairy tales and whatnot and fables, but the way that the narrator says it is just, it's fantastic. And then some of the greatest speeches of our time. Listen to past orator presidents and just listen to people who are of massive influence and how they wind up delivering their message. So your tonality is everything. Scripts, I'm not against scripts. How you deliver the message, that's everything.
Power of asking questions is an awesome force. The power of asking questions, number one, and acting as a consultant in a consultant posture and a consultant mindset is the second most important thing. So
if you're going to act as a consultant, you have to know everything about your business, because if you ask questions, like in my business, I'm in a wellness industry, right? Hey, Eric, tell me what you liked best about the wellness features of our specific product for you. Again, there's the tonality in it, right? I'm offering the tonality of how I'm saying it. Hey, Eric, tell me what you like best about the wellness aspect about what we do. Eric, tell me what you like best about the wellness aspect about what we do. There's several different ways of giving tonality across in the same question you're asking. Now, when Eric asks me a question, well, I saw this product. Can you talk to me how it deals with X, Y, and Z issues? I'm the consultant. If I don't have that answer, then I shouldn't be the consultant. But don't forget, there's also power in saying, Eric, that's a specific question I've never had asked of me. I don't have that answer. Give me about 10 minutes, give me an hour, give me a week, and I will get that answer for you. So never make anything up, never lie, and always be 100% honest if you're going to be a consultant in that aspect.
If you're acting as a consultant to try and help them get to a result that will help them, then you're going to get better results. If you act as a salesperson, pitch, sell, and you're not asking any questions, you're just giving the facts, you just keep talking and talking and talking, you're going to have trouble.
One of the reasons that I do ask questions is it puts me in a position to become across as the perceived expert. It does show I care, and you better care, right? If you're going to get the sale and the transaction, great. But unless you start caring, you're not going to have any duplication power in building a team and repeating what you're doing. But it also creates, it's like dating. If I'm going to go out and I'm going to meet somebody, I'm going to say, hey, what's your name? Oh, your name's so-and-so. Great. What do you do for work? What's your profession? What do you like? How is your day? I'm generating questions to be able to ask more questions, because everything is a perpetual conversation. When I do podcast interviews, I don't know what I'm ever going to ask somebody, right? I never plan anything out. Everything is a conversation. So if I'm going to be interviewing Eric Worre for a podcast, it's Eric, give everybody a 360-degree view of who you are. Eric is going to talk about himself. Based on what he says, I'm going to form my next question. So people will tell you about themselves. If you're asking questions during this, number one, be ready for a prolonged pitch and conversation. So if you're just looking to get somebody closed in 10 minutes, which I don't suggest you do, you better be willing to spend the necessary time on the phone with somebody. End of story. So Eric, tell me what you like best about the product. Well, I like this best about the product. In that process, they're going to tell you based on their tonality, if you're with them in person, their eye contact, their posture, their physicality, what objections they might handle. So if you're quick-witted and you can think fast, or you're with somebody, they can start thinking of how to best handle those objections. But asking questions, it's the best way to get to know somebody. But you also have to be willing to answer questions as well, too, and offer information as you're throughout this process. This is a relationship and it's a conversation. It's not a monologue. It's a dialogue.
A lot of trouble at the end of a presentation. So this is a 4-question process that I've used for 15 years that works unbelievably well. And I've trained a lot of people to use this, used it for a long time, and it's just a remarkable, simple, little consultant-based, question-based process. At the end.
The last thing I'll say about questions is be careful about putting yourself in a position of dominance. If you've ever seen 40-Year-Old Virgin, just ask questions. Every time that Andy was in the bookstore and he was talking to that one girl, what do you like to read? What do you do? Every time she would ask, well, what's your name? Well, what's your name? It puts you in a position of dominance, right? And the only issue I have with this tactic is you ask so many questions subconsciously, that person's either going to be threatened, like, why are you asking me so many questions? Or they're going to feel submissive. You don't want either. You don't want threatened, and you do not want submission on your team as you're going, because then you're not going to have somebody who is self-reliant enough to learn. They're always going to be in that position of submission or threatened under you, and they're not going to learn and grow. Plus, they're going to have that negative viewpoint when they wind up going prospecting, thinking that however you made them feel is how they have to make other people feel. Be out there. Hey, listen, I want to ask you questions because, listen, I am trying to sell you. I am trying to recruit you, but I want to understand you and I want to know you. The key to everything is expressing your intention up front. If you tell people this is a business presentation, this is a sale that I'm trying to get from you, I'm going to ask questions because it's important to me that both I learn you and I'm going to use you as practice. I want to learn how to handle objections in the future because I'm brand new at this. When you express your intentions off the bat, you build integrity, you build trust, and over time, your methods will improve better than anyone else's out there.
The end of any presentation. And it goes something like this. Question number 1 to Bob, if I'm talking to Bob. Bob, based upon what you just saw, if you were to get started in this business on a part-time basis, about how much would you need to earn per month in order to make this business worth your time?
That's a great question that's so much multifaceted. If somebody's going to talk about the avenue of money, listen, we're talking about this as a business because I present this in 3 C's: cash flow, how we make our money; commerce, the product that we wind up moving; or culture. So if this is a money question, listen, how much, I know that I want you involved with me, but if you're going to look at this as taking on a part-time business, tell me what you need to make money to be happy with this. Keep very simple. I don't like to be two of the upper echelon terms. I like to be very no bullshit, right? Hey, listen, I'm trying to recruit you for business. You tell me the minimum amount of money you want to make. I need to formulate a plan for, because you got to have an answer for that, because I need to have an answer for you and a plan about exactly the steps to take to get there. That's how I would wind up addressing that.
And then just wait for the answer. So I'm not invested in the answer that Bob gives me. Bob's answer is his answer.
I am invested in the answer because I'm all about problem solving, right? I want people to see that I give a shit about them in the pitch and the recruiting process. What they do after they join my team, sadly, I can't make them see value in that. I'm always available for people, but they need to know off the bat, if they're going to get involved with me specifically, if they need to spend 5 hours a day to wind up learning training with me, then I have to be willing to do that. So Bob, how much money do you need to make? You need to make $500 a month for this to work? Great. I'm going to come up with a plan to tell you exactly how many people you need to call today during the day, how many people you need to talk to, how many presentations you need to get. Because then when Bob comes up to me and says, well, I can't do that, then we have another conversation. But I also have to be willing to say, Bob, this is what I'm willing to do to work with you, to train so you can do it. So I go in a lot deeper in this than Eric does, but Eric is also given free content, right? He's taking the time out to teach a video on this. He's scratching the surface. I go into detail of the psychology of human beings. Remember, my job as a cop was to talk people into handcuffs in violent situations so I didn't have to use force on them and have them think it was the greatest idea in the world. Human psychology is so important when you are genuinely trying to care, and how we're going to wind up putting integrity back into network marketing in the first place.
So, Sue, if you were to get involved, based upon what you've seen, if you were to get involved in this business on a part-time basis, about how much would you need to earn per month in order to make it worth your time? And then just wait for the answer. And let's say they say $2,000 a month. Fantastic. Whether they say 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, 500, it doesn't matter. Sometimes you're selling at 10,000.
It does matter because it has to be realistic, right? Listen, you want to make $500 a month versus $5,000 a month? Great. I'm going to point something out. I want you to set the standard at $5,000 a month, but I also want you to see the value of only making $500 a month. Here's the reason why. They say they want to make $5,000 a month. You brought them into your business, and and they didn't talk about a time frame. They don't see that $5,000 a month for 3 years. Guess who's on the hook for being a scam artist and is going to be in the next little just ridiculous anti-MLM chatty Cathy video? You are, because that person then is saying, oh, I got involved with a scam. So you have to differentiate. $5,000 a month, I'm going to come up with the exact plan for our company. I'm going to teach you everything you need to know for how many people you have to talk to, the structure for our income, our business model, everything you need to know. Now, when you make $500 a month and that's all you're making, number one, that's $500 a month more than you made. So number one, it's not the standard that you set yet. But number two, it's also a good starting point to where, well, if I made this much, I have to do 10 times that effort for that. And if it fits beyond of what we planned out for you, then we need to structure that. So if you have a goal of $5,000 a month, but if I still get you this, is that going to be acceptable enough in the beginning until you track? Guys, you need to learn how to cover all of your bases so that people see this as integrity. They see you very transparent. They understand this is not a scam, and they understand that you actually give a shit about what they want, and you're not going to dump them into your business and walk away. Well, you said $5,000 a month. How many calls are you making? You better have a plan for them if they're going to wind up at $5,000 a month or $500 a month. You have to have a plan for them. If you don't have that plan for them, then you are the one who's at fault for this. So yes, you do need to care about what their answer is, because ultimately, yeah, you may have the greatest product in the world, but don't forget, you pitched them, you close them, they're buying you.
$1,000 a month opportunity when all they want to buy is a $2,000 a month opportunity. That's what they're looking for. Sometimes you oversell it by making it too high, and sometimes you undersell it by making it too low. This business can be very flexible. This profession can be very kind of flexible for different people, for different circumstances, but you can make it rigid sometimes. Oh, you can make $1 million a year. Like we talk about people who make $1 million a year on Network Marketing Pro. We don't talk about the people who are making $1 million a year just because we're trying to sell only that. All I'm saying is, if you're making $1 million a year or better, that's kind of it's a big dividing line. I mean, you really have to know your stuff.
But the standard should still be the same about your effort as the recruiter for who you get in. If somebody makes $500 a month, they make $5,000 a year, you had better give them, if they're putting in the effort, the exact same fucking attention as you would give somebody who's making $1 million a year. That's the integrity that needs to be brought back in this industry. Understand that, and if not, you're not built for this business.
In order to be able to make that kind of money. But anyway, in other words, you don't tell them what the opportunity can be for them. Let them tell you what the opportunity would be, what would be exciting for them. So question number one, so-and-so, based upon what you've just seen, if you were to get started on a part-time basis, about how much would you need to make per month in order to be able to make it worth your time?
One of the things about these questions that they're asking is what I want to go into is the minutia of the answer, right? Because if you rehearse it in the script with the same tonality that Eric just did, hey, based upon what you just seen, what would be a minimum you need to make a part-time to make this business work? Now somebody says $5,000. What's your answer? If they say $500, is there a part up to that? And I don't recall this. We're going to see that together. Yeah, $500 a month. Great. Okay, let's get started. It's not that simple. All right, I heard what you said. Now I want to show you the plan to get that path. Do you see? Just because you know how to make coffee doesn't mean you can go buy a Starbucks franchise and actually operate it to the fullest capacity. So if Starbucks was a $5 million a year a franchise fee, and you had it, and somebody said, "Oh, great. So tell me what you expect to make a return on your investment for coffee because you know how to make coffee." I'd like to make in my pocket personally about $5,000 a day. Great. You know how to make coffee? Here you go. Here's the key. You want to sit down with that person? They better bring out everything possible, and it better be a full day minimum of discussions. If we're so hell-bent on the network marketing industry being millions and millions of dollars and more lucrative than real estate, and you're your own self-employer, all this, we need to take it far more seriously than just being nonchalant and saying, well, it's whatever you make of it. Can't do that. This is a business. We need to treat it like it's on the Fortune 500 list of the top of all businesses of all time. And some of you guys are in companies that are decades and decades and decades and years old. So why is it that corporate in their board meetings take their numbers seriously, but you don't? That's a problem.
Wait for the answer. Let's say they say $2,000. Fantastic. Question number 2. About how many hours per week do you think you could dedicate to building this business in order to be able to make that $2,000 a month? And wait for the second answer. About how many hours per week do you think you could dedicate in order to be able to develop a $2,000 a month income with this business?
It's going back into the plan.
And wait for the answer.
I'll give you 2 hours a week.
The answer. Let's say they say 8 hours a week.
All right, within those 8 hours a week, this is what I'm going to need for you, right? Because your availability is going to dictate how much work we have to do in that plan. Again, when they give you the answer, you have to provide them information for the parameters of what they set.
Fantastic. Question number.
That goes back to being an expert in your field. You need to be an expert in your field. If you're just recruiting on this stuff and you think that just because you're asking questions makes you sound like you're so affluent in the upper echelon of network marketing and you don't know what you're doing, that's a house of cards you're building your pyramid on. Now, everyone likes to call this a pyramid scam, but don't forget something. Pyramid is the strongest physical structure known to man. The more pressure you put at the top of the pyramid, you're your pyramid and you have to pour down into your people. That base supports it. It cannot be collapsed. The pressure goes right down into the earth. So you're taking all the pressure. Your foundation better be set up because every person underneath you is the very tip of their own pyramid, and they better be able to duplicate that same level of care, that same level of detail, that same level of availability and service to everybody they have underneath them.
Number 3. About how many months would you be willing to work those 8 hours a week in order to develop a $2,000 passive residual income? About how many months? And wait for the answer again. About how many months would you be willing to work your 8 hours a week in order to develop your $2,000 monthly passive income? And wait for that answer. So you're going to get let's say they say 6 months.
What to use for this is later on when the objection handling coming. Oh, Dominic, I've been with the business for 6 months. I haven't made any money. I go back to that. Well, you told me you wanted to make $2,000 a month. You told me you were willing to make 8 hours a day or 8 hours a week. And you told me that you were willing to wait 6 months. So that is onus flipping. And that is a tactic that I don't agree with. But again, too, as long as you have the caveat, I'm available for you 8 hours a week. I've been available with you for the last 6 months. I've been waiting for you to call, and I've been waiting to teach you how to wind up making this $2,000 a month. I'm here for you. Do you want to start the clock again? So again, with all that information, don't manipulate anybody. Don't use it against them, but you do need to hold it up to a mirror every now and then and say, listen, this is what you want. This is what I offer. I still want to help you hit this goal.
then, and sometimes you're going to get unreasonable expectations, but let's say they say 6 months, which is reasonable. Depends on your opportunity. And again, I'm talking generically here. It's very difficult to get specific inside of any one company or any one opportunity. But let's say that that's reasonable inside your company. If someone were to be dedicated, working 8 hours a week.
And you can hear one of the reasons Eric is really good at what he does. He's very caring, and the tonality. I mean, just listen. If you're listening to the way he talks versus the way I talk, I'm very intense. I'm very high speed. I talk very fast. Eric has a very good, compassionate rhythm about him. So when you listen to him talk, he's very disarming. And then he's got a very agreeable tonality. My tonality is very dictatorship. I am telling you in my tonality. So again, even in the two styles of how we're talking, listen to the two of us and why Eric is very successful. He's very Pied Piperish. People just want to be around him because he's got a great energy and a great gravity to his the way he talks. Me, I tell you to be around me, right? But there's also methods of how I wind up dealing with that in prospecting. So don't think that I'm just bullying everybody in that, which is why that I've mastered in my speech of presentations, the listening, but I also, because I will be so direct in the answers I give you, it shows you that I've been paying attention to everything you say.
For 6 months, focused time, and they were very coachable, that they could develop a $2,000 monthly income. Okay, let's say that that was reasonable. If it's reasonable, then you go to question number 4. Let's say it's not reasonable for a second. Let me go, and just say, because this will happen. Let's say you ask question number 1. They'd say $10,000. I'd like to make $10,000. That's what I'd need in order for this to be worth my time. How many hours would you be willing to commit to do that? I'd be willing to commit 2 hours a week. And how many months would you be willing to commit 2 hours a week? I'd be willing to commit 2 months. Then as a consultant, if you're in a consultant mindset, what do you need to do? You've got to say, look.
Hey, listen, I don't know if you're taking me seriously or not, but if that's your projection, well, if you want to do that, if you want to give this 2 months, I will give you the specific plan. No bullshit whatsoever. I will tell you exactly how many people you have to call during those 2 hours a day or those 2 hours a week for those 2 months in order to get that. I can guarantee you it's going to be in the hundreds of conversations you're going to have. Now, are you going to waste my time, your time? Are you belittling the conversation? Are you being a funny jagoff here or whatnot? Because I want to be able to serve you, but if that is legitimately your answer, I will bust my fucking ass for you to get you that. So when you don't hit that status, number 1, it was not me, it was you. So you need to know that. Are we still tracking? That's honestly how I would answer that. I wouldn't go, oh, well, I want to hear how Eric's going to handle it, but that's how I would handle that, because maybe somebody is that son of a bitch serious. So I have to meet them at that level so they understand I'm intense. I understand it. Okay, great. And they know, all right, I am joking around. I need to back off here. This is my business. I take this very seriously. I don't let somebody just come into my house, shit in the living room floor, and then think I'm going to clean it up. So this business, number 1, self-respect is huge. So if that is a specific answer somebody's going to give me, you bet your ass that's exactly how I'm going to probably answer that one.
Look, I will tell you right now, that's an unrealistic expectation. In order to be able to earn $10,000 a month in a business, a brand new business, working 2 hours a week for the next 2 months, I just don't think that we can get you there.
No, I'll tell you, we can 100% get you there. This is how you have to do it. This is the map. This is the plan. If out of every 100 people you're going to need to talk to, 10 will wind up doing this. You need to talk to 600 people a day. So yeah, I will set the plan up, but they have to execute. I want them to see how serious I am about this, no matter what they throw at me.
But if you're willing to change one of these 3 numbers, then we can get you there.
This is why I won't do that aspect of it, because if the person is testing me, I'm not going to manipulate them to seeing the value in what I have. What if somebody is really damn serious? Or if somebody is, well, I want to make $10,000 in your little pyramid scam in the next 2 months, working 2 hours a week. Okay. I want them to say, okay, you want to disrespect me by being an ass on this? I'm going to show you exactly the math and the plan to get there, because math is irrefutable, and we're going to go off percentages and proven past. Then you're going to see the impossibility and the effort you're not willing to put in. Then it's your fault you can't achieve that. And my business isn't the scam. I'm not the scam. Your bullshit is. So don't back down on that. Well, it's not really realistic. Oh, so now you're saying network marketing doesn't really work. I thought these people are making $10 million a month. Have an answer. Math will always be on your side. Give them the mathematical proof for it. Let them see it. But again, too, you can't do that if you take a position, right? It is a war. It's a battle of wills. If you could have literally a briefcase full of $10 million and you're going to sell it to somebody for $10 and they're still going to fight you on it. Well, what's the value of that? $10 million. Here it is. All right. Well, it's a war. It doesn't matter what the value is and how they see it. People on the psychological aspect still want to test you every chance they get because it's domination. It's like dog pissing on a fire hydrant to make sure that they mark their territory. People always want to challenge people subconsciously or they want to submit. You're only going to get those two types of personas, the challengers or the submissions. End of story. The submissions, yeah, you want to raise them up. You don't want them submitting to you. You want them seeing the power that they have, so you're going to work with them. The challengers, you want to make sure they take you fucking seriously. You have to be a professional in this industry to do so. Know your numbers, know your business, know the history of the industry, know the projection of the industry, know all of it, because they're going to take you seriously to when you get to this part. Well, in one of those things, it's not realistic. I'm not backtracking. I'm not, you'll never, you're never going to catch me. Because all of a sudden I've given up position, and that's the floodgate. That's the finger in the dike, right? I've got all the dikes plugged up. When I just went, well, I'm going to move this, water starts going through. Now I'm playing catch up. I'm not doing that. I will dominate every conversation respectfully in the transaction, the pitch, the close, because I need to be seen as the perceived expert and the leader, because you have to trust me. I teach martial arts. Nobody wants to learn from somebody they think they're better than. Why would somebody come to me as a student and I go, well, no, they need to know that when they give me their dollars, that I'm teaching them to be the absolute best of what I have to offer, because they have to have all faith in me. So why they don't want to know that they could wind up beating me up. Why would they pay me money to learn then? Same concept. Why would I ever give somebody any shred of doubt that I don't know exactly what I'm talking about in this industry? Be careful about this.
You either have to change the 10,000 and make it lower, or you have to change the hourly and make it more hours per week, or you have to change the months and decide to give it more months. But if you're willing to change one of those numbers, or maybe two of the three numbers,
nope,
then I can show you how to get there.
Show them how to get there. Be the perceived expert. I want to make $100,000 in the next 6 months. Do you seriously? You're not wasting my time. I will map out a direct plan. I will show you the numbers. I will show you exactly what you have to do, how many sales you have to get, how many people you have to get underneath you, how many bonuses if you are serious, I will show you how to map this plan out. Everything is math. You can come up with a number for that. Just give them what they ask for. Let them see how serious you are. It's not a waste of your time. It is all training in the process. So if they see it and they go, man, I was just joking around anyways, guarantee on some little sliver in their mind, they're going to have a little bit more respect for you because you took your business seriously.
But if you're not willing to do that, you know what, this probably isn't for you.
Don't negotiate.
You probably have other things that you could do. So coach them to be able to set reasonable expectations based upon one of those three things. Okay, so you understand?
Present it to them and say, listen, this is the amount of work and time and hours they have to go through this based on what you told me. Is this reasonable? Oh, man, let them dictate what the reasonable is. Don't tell them, let them come up with it. Whoa, that's biting off more than I could chew. Excellent. Do we need to modify this? Because now you have leverage. Oh, okay, you want $10,000 a month. Which one of these things is going to cost you that we need to change? Do we need to change the amount of hours you're going to put in a day or the time? Always let them come up with the answer. But you need to come up with exactly what they asked for. Then let them talk themselves out of it.
And you will gain more credibility when you say, you know what, this probably isn't for you. And you coach them into a reasonable expectation by saying you're going to have to change one of those three numbers. You'll gain way more credibility than you'll say, okay, fine, great, just join.
No, you'll do that afterwards, right? After you've presented all the options, you still want $10,000 a month, but you told me 2 hours a day won't cut it, and then 2 months won't work it. All right, listen, this is what I'm willing to work for you. If this is not a good relationship, that my expectations don't meet your standards or my standards don't meet your expectations, you let me know right now, because I don't want to waste your time, and I sure as shit, I'm not going to waste my time. I want to work with you, but if this is not a good fit, you tell me. There's very, very, very few times where I tell somebody I don't want to work with them. I make somebody tell me that it's not a good fit. Because if I say this is not a good fit, that's definitive. That's done. That is done. If I say, listen, I don't want to work with you, I'm done. I don't change my mind. But if you say, no, this isn't a good fit for me, the door's still open. The door's still open because maybe 3 months, 6 months, a year from now, they go, hey, listen, this wasn't a good fit for me back then, but do you think that we could revisit this? Always give them the option. Don't ever close the door on them unless it's absolutely necessary.
You know, that doesn't give you any credibility at all. If you let them know that, you know, if somebody tells you you can make $1 million a year and you can do it, you know, you can make $100,000 a month and you can do it in your first 90 days and you could do it working 10 hours a week. Does that buy you any credibility? It doesn't. Even if they sign up, it doesn't buy you any credibility.
You're showing them math.
Question number one.
It is, you are showing credibility because you're showing that you understand your business, right? So at the very least of it, they're going to go, oh, okay. I see. This is the math. This is the hours. This is the conversation. This is based on the percentage. So you need to be seen as the expert. If they ask for something, give it to them.
One, how much money per month, you know, in order to be able to make it worth your time. Number two, how many hours per week would you be willing to commit in order to develop that income? Number three, how many months would you be willing to work those hours per week in order to be able to develop that income? So let's say that those are reasonable. Then question number four is really simple. I would just say, look, if I could show you how to get that $2,000 monthly income, working 8 hours a week, focused time, you'd have to be really coachable, over the course of the next 6 months, is there anything else you need in order to get started?
We covered that. I don't like to do the if I will you content. It's just not my style. It may work for you in the no pressuring aspect of it. I've shown it to you. I want to get started with you. I want to work with you. I find you very valuable for me. And I tell everybody off the bat, dude, I want your business because I want to make money with you because you're going to make money with me. So I'm very money driven, right? That's my aspect of it. I'm also culturally driven. I happen to work for a company that's got a phenomenal product that speaks for itself. So for me, I'm always like, yeah, the product's awesome. I don't need to sell it. I'm never going to put a lot of emphasis in it because it's amazing, right? That's just that. But when it comes down to this, I'm going to tell people right up front, listen, this is what this presentation is. I want to show you how serious I am working with you. You're a cash register for me. The more I could teach you, the more I could pour into you, the more that you're going to do for other people. It's going to make me very wealthy, but I can only do that if I make you wealthy. So I always tell people my intentions. Always tell your intentions up front. You're just trying to sell me, aren't you? Yes, I am trying to sell you. I want your business. It's important to me. This is my business. I'm passionate about it. I 100% want your business. Always tell somebody what I'm trying to recruit you. I'm trying to pitch you. I'm trying to close you. And I want to make sure I have all the answers because I'm not taking no for an answer from you. So I need to know everything you need so I can properly serve you in this process. Just always be upfront.
Anything else you need to know in order to be able to get started? And just wait for the answer.
I don't like that. What else can I do for you to get your business? Tell me what you need. What else do you need to know to get started? No, I don't like, that's just me. I don't like that phrasing. Hey, Eric, what else do you need to know to get started in the business? Eric, what else do I need to do? What can I do for you? What do you need from me in order for me to gain your business? I want you as my partner today. You tell me. And yeah, pay for my enrollment fee. That's not going to happen. Tell me what else I can do. Do you need help with money for how to get in? Let's look at how to solve that problem. Well, give me a couple more days. Tell me exactly. Do you want to wait till Wednesday? I will call you Wednesday. If Wednesday comes and you're not interested, just do me a favor. Tell me no. Give me the courtesy, the professional courtesy and respect of giving me a solid answer. Don't blow me off because I will chase you. No, it's still service for me, right? Now remember, my tonality is aggressive. It's intense. It's very in your face. Eric is, what do you need to know? It's very laid back. No, I go after it. I want people to see, holy shit, he wants my business. Holy shit, he wants me. It may not be for them. they're going to talk themselves out of the business. I'm not going to reject them. That goes back to that as well.
Answer. They say, and I promise you, 90% of the time they say, you know what? If that can happen, I'm ready to go. Because you have let them, by asking questions, you have let them create a reality that they could get excited about. You know, some people are going to shock you. You think that they're going to want $5,000 a month, and all they want is $500. You don't know that they just set.
Treat them the same. Treat them the exact same. That person bringing in $500 a month is gonna stay with you. You need to make sure that you are. Just, what else do you need from me? What are you happy with where you're at? Good. All right. Excellent. Just wanted to check in. What? No, dude. I'm just doing the same thing. I talk to one person a day. You know, maybe I get it, maybe I don't. I enroll one person a month. What? Do you want to improve it? No, I'm good. Excellent. I'm here if you need.
You know, with their spouse talking about bills, and they just need to make some credit card payments. So you're selling $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $4,000 a month, $2,000 a month, and all they want to buy right now is $500 a month. So instead of trying to sell something and you don't know what they want to buy, ask them what they want to buy. And so long as it's reasonable inside of your
I go for insane. Fuck reasonable, because reasonable is going to set them up for a softer standard, right? They'll default on reasonable. I want $5,000 a day, and I want that within the first 5 weeks. Great. This is the math how to get there. Let them fall back. Okay, well, I don't have 15 hours a day to call 300 people every hour and have 30 conversations every hour. That sounds exhausting. I could talk to 3 people a day, and I could have at least one conversation a day, and that would result in about $500 a month for the first couple of months. Let them land soft. Just have a plan for every single thing that they say.
Company inside of your opportunity, then you can help them create a roadmap in order to be able to make that happen. So if somebody's really ambitious and say, you know what, I've got to make something happen. I need to make $5,000 a month because I just lost my job, or this happened, or that happened, or something, you know, there's some crisis happening in our family. Okay, how many hours a week would you be willing to work? I'm willing to work 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week. I'm willing to do whatever I need to do in order to be able to make it happen. And how long would you be willing?
Don't forget, if somebody says that, great. What do you need from me? That's a phrase that better be in your vocabulary if you're a network marketing leader. Tell me what you need from me. Because don't forget, most people, it's going to be a very high turnover rate of network marketing because most people out there do not have the fortitude. They don't have the self-awareness or self-respect or self-integrity of admitting that it's a lot of work. It's the same, Pat. We do only 4 things: contact, invite, show the plan, follow up, but people are inherently lazy. You don't need to be the next feature of an anti-MLM video because somebody said, I got involved in a scam because you showed them the way to do something, dropped them off in the middle of nowhere. They didn't know what they were doing. What do you need from me? What can I do from you? Talk to me about how I can work for you. My downline knows this. I work for you. Every person who's ever been recruited by me has heard me say, let me explain something to you. You're going to get tired of hearing my voice because I'm going to text you. I'm going to voice note you. I'm going to ask, what do you need from me today? I work for you. We have this backwards in network marketing. Most network marketing leaders are, show me some work in action and I'll be there for you. No, it's, I'm going to work my ass off for you until you just stop talking to me and ignore me. Then I'm done. But make no mistake about it. I will be chasing you like crazy until you stop responding. What do you need from me? This way, when they go, it was a scam. I was involved with network marketing. I didn't make any money. And Dad Dominic Izzo brought me into a scam. I did? How many do you still have our text messages? Show me how many times did I ask you, what do you need from me today? I'll wait.
I'm going to work that in order to be able to make it happen. I need to make it happen pretty fast. I got to make it happen in 90 days. So long as that's reasonable and they're willing to work really, really hard and they're coachable, then you can lay out a game plan for them and say, okay, look, if I can show you how to make that $5,000 a month, working 40, 50, 60 hours a week over the course of the next 90 days, would you be ready to get going? And just wait for the answer. You're acting as a consultant. You're acting as a friend. You're acting as a coach. And if their expectations are unreasonable, then you need to say, you know what, this isn't for you. Sorry. If it is reasonable, Then you say, you ask them the question, you help them get started, and then you create a game plan for them that is reasonable in order to be able to make that expectation come to life. I will tell you, if you will utilize this, we haven't talked a lot on Network Marketing Pro about scripts, and this is more about a concept than anything else. Be acting as a consultant, acting as a coach, not acting as a salesperson. If you focus on this concept, it will be worth its weight in gold. So, I know I missed you on Thursday and Friday. I hope this made up for it. Ladies and gentlemen, I will tell you this. My wish for you is that you decide to become a network marketing professional, that you decide to go pro. It is a fact that we have a better way. Now let's go tell the world. Everybody, have a great day. And
I like Eric Worre a lot. I do. I used to watch his content all the time. I think Eric Worre has a massive amount of integrity. I also think he offers so much value, so much damn free content he does out there that it's insane. So this was not meant to pick apart his video. This was how to take it. Okay, I took the concepts he laid out. I made that my own. You're going to make it your own. I don't know how assertive and aggressive you want to get with this. I don't know if you want to have a softer delivery. I want to be seen as the expert in this field. There is no questioning whatsoever that after a conversation that you said, well, I don't want to do network marketing, but yeah, Izzo knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's talking about. He's not a salesperson. He's a professional. There's a difference. Do I sell with my company? I sell the product. Do I sell the business opportunity, the franchise? I sell the franchise. I'm a salesperson, but I am a professional. I'm a network marketing professional. This passion that I have for this industry to wind up putting a polish and a shine back on it is everything to me. I hope that made sense. Know your business, know your industry. You need to be the expert in your company, the expert in your product, the expert in your system, the expert in your income, you're expert in the industry as far as the totality of network marketing. You need to know everything that you need to know. And when you don't know it, those are learning opportunities where somebody says, well, how do I do this? I've never been asked that question before. Now you're going to be the expert in what they asked you. Guys, subscribe to the channel, comment below anything that you want to see me discuss. Let me know what your opinions are on this video. Let me know how my tactics may work for you, how yours work for yourself, and how they differ. And as always, bring integrity to the network marketing industry. Be 100% truthful and honest. Tell people your passion, your intentions up front, and let's put a polish and shine back on the network marketing industry. Have a great damn day, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.